one example of one of the souvenirs he got from me. How are you?
Good, how are you, Rita?
I'm good. So, how is going to Marquette?
Marquette was great. It's a great school, has a great reputation. I just graduated in May. I studied business and political science, and so I want to go back in the near future to pursue my MBA, Master's of Business Administration. But in the meantime, I'm working for County Executive Scott Walker's re-election campaign. It's an April election.
That's great, but is that all you do?
No, it's much of what I do, but in my free time, when I'm not working, I travel with the White House.
Oh, how is that? Is it fun? What do you do?
Great. I have the chance to travel to different countries and see the world and just serve the president. It's a great opportunity not only to serve the leader of the free world, but also travel for free. I'm a young guy, so I like that.
Where did you all travel?
Boy, this year I've traveled all over the country, all over the U.S., and on 5 different continents, actually. In March, I went down to Uruguay, South America, which is great, the very southern part of South America. And then I went back to Marquette to finish up school. And right after graduation, I went over to Germany for the G8 Summit. And the G8 Summit is an annual meeting of the 8 most powerful leaders of the world. And so that was a great time as well. I came back for about a week and then went down to Mali, Africa, which is located in the northern part of Africa, right under the Sahara Desert. And I went there with the White House as well. It was great. And then I actually just returned about a week and a half ago from Sydney, Australia.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Now, you say you go on so many trips, but how long is the average length of a trip you go on?
Normally we go down about 10 to 12 days before the leader gets there, and then we come back with them, and so it's normally about a 2-week trip.
Oh, that sounds great. Now, what is your favorite trip you've gone to?
Favorite trip? Wow, that's a tough question. They're all so different. South America was my first time leaving home and going so far away. I'd only been to Mexico before that, and so that was really great just to experience a different part of the world and a different culture. Africa was unlike anything I've ever seen. It was a great experience just to see how these people live in such poverty. Very sad. There's a great need down there. It was good for me to see that. And then Australia, of course, just beautiful. I had a great time there. But I think my favorite trip so far was Germany. My grandmother's from Germany, our grandmother, and so sort of to see where our grandmother was from and see where she lived was very nice.
Now, many people say when they think of Africa, the first thing that pops in their head is the smell. Is the smell very distinct? Will you ever forget it?
No, I still have the smell of Mali in my nose right now. Not only is there dirt and garbage and poverty everywhere, but everyone drives these mopeds around and they have no emission standards there, and so the smell of that and just the dirt and just everything combined filled the air with a horrible, horrible smell.
Now, so you say one that you might not want to go to, but what's a country that you might want to go back to?
Mali was great. I don't care to go back to Mali, but Africa is just so different. You have Mali, where I was, where it's desert. We have Kenya, where there's mountains. South Africa's on the water. There's just so many different things to see and do in Africa that I'd love to go back.
What was your favorite activity you do?
On a trip?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, I probably, so far, Sydney, Australia has a world-famous bridge, the Sydney Harbour Bridge. You've seen it on the Olympics, you've seen it on the news. Climbing the bridge one afternoon was probably my favorite thing that I've done. It's just a great experience to tour this world-famous monument. It's probably my favorite. But, you know, from mountain climbing in Africa, the cliffs, and just in Germany, seeing all the old villages and the water, the Baltic Sea, just so many very cool things I've done.
Like, since with all these different countries, they all have a food that they all grow and stuff, what's the most exotic food you ever tried?
Most exotic food I've had so far, kangaroo. I had kangaroo one evening. My friends told me I had to try it, and so I figured, why not? I'm in Sydney, Australia, try it. So I did. It was great. It's kind of funny. You know, I had kangaroo one night. The next day I was at the zoo taking pictures with the kangaroo, and the day after that I bought a kangaroo wallet. So I've eaten one, taken pictures with one, and carry one in my back pocket.
Can you show us some other artifacts you have to show
Sure,
us?
absolutely. You saw the mask from Africa. Because they're so poor down there and there's not a whole lot of money, they make instruments homemade. So you have this gourd here that they carved out and it's become an instrument for them. And so they use it. They're very artistic and creative down in Mali. They're proud of the arts, and so this instrument is one thing I picked up. These sunglasses are from Germany. I really appreciate these sunglasses. I thought it was cool to buy them. Rita and Sarah don't think so. When I was down in Uruguay, I picked up this cup, and it's for a drink called mate. And mate is a mix between coffee and tea. And if you walk down the streets, you walk in the country, everywhere you go, people are drinking and sipping all day long out of these cups. And so I figured I should buy that. And then you've probably seen Rita and Sarah walk around school with these, a bracelet I bought them in Uruguay. And so those are a few of my favorites.
Now, you said your last trip you went to Australia. And it's a very long trip going from here to Australia. How did you fly back home from Australia?
It's a 25-hour trip getting from Sydney to America and America to Sydney. And on the way back, though, we flew on Air Force One, which was incredible. Flying in the president's airplane. I sat in the conference room, watched movies. They had 35 movies we could watch. They feed us every 3 hours. There's candy bowls everywhere. I was laying on a couch for a while reading a book. It's just very, very classy, very well set up. I saw where the president sits, saw his desk, saw his jacket, saw his mountain bike. Just got to see things that nobody ever gets to see. It was very, very fortunate.
Now, you talk about all these trips that you have gone to. Why did you go on the president's domains and not something else?
It's a great opportunity to serve the president, to serve the White House, to serve my country, and like I said before, it's just a great opportunity to see the world for free.
Now, so you talked about all these trips. What's the next trip you would like to go to?
There's always a trip happening, and so I try to jump on as many as I can. But right now I think I need to sit down and work for County Executive Walker's campaign for a while. Next year the president is traveling more than any year of his administration. He's going down to Peru, to China, to Japan, to many, many countries, so hopefully I can jump onto those.
What trip would you like to go to next?
Probably China. China I think would be a great trip. The president's going down there for the Olympics, which I think would be incredible. To be there with almost 200 other world leaders and countries, I think that would be incredible.
Well, thank you so much, Joe. It's been very nice talking to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.